Last time we started making our flowers really zoomed in, and we focused on all of the small details of our flower. If you haven't finished that part in pencil yet, make sure you do that first before moving on to this next part. So now that we focused on the details in pencil, we need to focus on the details in color. So if you look at my flower here, you'll notice that it's not just white in the petals. There are some grays in there where all the shadows are and where all the wrinkles are. So I'm going to take my time, look at my photo, make sure that I'm putting the grays in the areas that I want to put them. If I do this all correctly, my flower is going to look really, really nice and more realistic. I'm also making sure to outline all of my pencil lines with the crayon. I could choose really thin outlines, or I could make really thick outlines. It depends on how you want your flower to look. If your flower has more colors in the petals, make sure you pick out a bunch of different crayons for that. The more colors that you add, the more realistic it'll look. So for example, I had more color inside of the yellow part of my flower, so I grabbed as many yellows as I could. I had a darker yellow and I had a lighter yellow. I focused on the photo and I looked where the darker parts were, at the bottom left edge of my flower, and in the middle. And I made sure that those had the darker yellows. Then the rest of it was just a regular yellow, so I added in the yellow to the rest. Really take your time coloring in. If you need to outline all of your circles, if you did this flower, you can do that too with the darker yellow. I felt like I didn't need to because the pencil stood out well enough. When I started my background, I decided to make it look like more of a grassy background, since my photo didn't have a very nice background to copy off of. So to make a really grassy area, I grabbed as many different greens as I could, and I made grassy strokes throughout all of the grassy areas. Now with mine, I need to really pay attention to where the petals are since they're white, and I want to make sure that I'm not accidentally coloring in my petal with the green. So really take your time coloring in your background. I made some of my grassy lines in a darker green, some in a medium green, and then with the light green, I made sure to fill in all of the white space that's there. We don't want any white space in our background. Now your photo might have an actual background that you want to copy, and you can do that. Or you could make up your own background. It could be a grassy area like mine, or you could add more flowers. Whatever you'd like to do with your background. Now remember, most of your paper should be your flower, your main flower. So we shouldn't have to worry too much about what's in our background. And then here's how my flower turned out in the end. Make sure that you're really paying attention to every single detail while you're drawing and while you're coloring in. The better that you pay attention to all of those little details, the better your flower is going to turn out. So really take your time.